wide receiver to win Super Bowl MVP and the first since the New England Patriots' Julian Edelman. So Kupp had an incredible regular and postseason. In 21 games, I want you guys to hear these numbers. 178 catches, 2,400 yards and change, 22 TDs, NFL regular season receiving triple crown, unanimous all-pro, most catches in a single postseason, 33, and obviously NFL Offensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl MVP. But I'll start with you here, Stephen A.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald is also really special as well. I wish they could have been co-MVPs. Do you agree with Kupp being named Super Bowl MVP?
No, I do not. And I love Cooper Kupp. I think that, you know, right now there's a discussion that we'll have later as to whether or not he's the best wide receiver in all of football, and that's legitimate considering his numbers, his level of production. But let's also remember that Matthew Stafford deserves a lot of credit because Cooper Kupp was a good receiver, and then Matthew Stafford arrived, and then all of a sudden we recognize how great he is. So having a quarterback does help because Matthew Stafford is not Jared Goff. Having said all of that, Aaron Donald is something special. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have elevated to a point where the only name that you could possibly put above Aaron Donald is Lawrence Taylor. And even that is debatable.
Yeah,
this man right now, and what he does on a football field, consistently doubled and triple teamed. Once Cincinnati scored that touchdown, Aaron Donald took the hell over. 4 quarterback pressures, 2 sacks. I mean, this dude was all over the place. 4 tackles. I mean, he was a man amongst boys. And you know that he's the #1 individual opposing offenses have to worry about and key on when they talk about being efficient and effective in their own right. And you still couldn't stop this man. This man was something special. And that 3rd down stop of Mixon running the football only needed 1 yard, had one arm on his defender, on his defender, and then snatched him with one arm and prevented him from getting the 1 yard. And then after that, the sack. How about the sack when Cincinnati was in a position to get a field goal, all right, to go ahead even more, and you had to stop him, and he got the sack as well. This man is something special, and to do what he has done, he's a 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. We know what a monster he is, but to know that the focus is on you, to be doubled and triple teamed, to sit up there and to answer the call when you needed it most, and then to end the game. I don't give a damn what anybody says. That was a sack. You could give it to Joe Burrow for throwing the ball away. That's a damn sack, okay? When you needed it to stop, because this kid McPherson going to hit a field goal from anywhere. They get another 1st down. They convert, all right? They go down another 15 yards or so. This brother go hit the field goal because he was perfect in the postseason. He was something special, which is why, by the way, I had no problem as an aside, him stepping to the side, stepping out. He's a damn kicker for crying out loud. He need to be in the locker room planning with the offense and the defense. The fact that he was on the sidelines for the halftime show, I have no problem with McPherson doing that at all. In the end, Aaron Donald is something special. And considering the pressure that was on him, considering the odds that were stacked against him, the way that he performed in the biggest moment solidified his greatness. To me, he should have been the MVP of this game. That's just the way I see it, bro.
And Stephen A., he is incredible. And one thing when you talk about LT, I mean, this dude do it from the inside. You know, LT was stationed outside. He get around. It's amazing what he does. But I still say they got it right. And I know the MVP is for that game. But when I look even at this whole postseason, and then you include the season, Molly just told you the kind of numbers Cooper Kupp put up. It's incredible numbers. He put up over 22,425 yards. Those are incredible numbers. And then he did a little bit of this right here. We did some Debo. I started stinging Debo when he was running the ball. The only thing he did was miss on the pass. But the key factor was that drive. That drive is going to be remembered, talked about, rehashed, relived. He was 4 for 4 on that drive. Yeah. Matthew Stafford, when tossing him the ball, that play right there, that's an incredible play. That's a play for the game with all of that pain sitting around you, and Cooper Kupp manned up and went in there and made the play. Matthew Stafford was 146 passer rating throwing the Kupp, a 50 passer rating without anybody else. I can say they had a possible chance of winning this football game without Aaron Donald on the field. I know he made a few plays, and he did, and it's hard to talk about it in a negative way, but there's a possibility they could have. No way they win this football game without Cooper Kupp, without the production that Cooper Kupp has produced. That's just the bottom line. They got this right, and it's right for the whole playoffs that he ended with the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I would have given the MVP trophy to Matthew Stafford. I'm not pounding the table that it shouldn't have been Aaron Donald and or Cooper Kupp. I think all three of those guys are deserving. You just labeled that 4 or read off the 4 for 4 in the last drive, Brian. Playmaker, dude, in the fourth quarter, Matthew Stafford in the playoffs to Cooper Kupp is 12 for 12. I mean, they obviously have a unique.
That's incredible.
It's 12 for 12 for 9 first downs. I mean, it's those two guys. But I looked at a game. So the Cincinnati Bengals defense has given up more than 23 points twice since October. Matthew Stafford had to do that yesterday without Odell Beckham, without Tyler Higbee, without Robert Woods. We're talking 3 out of his top 4 guys did not play in that game, at least the great majority of that game, with Odell going out early, and still had to go and score 23 points to win the football game. Mm-hmm. So I go, yeah, Matthew Stafford absolutely could have been MVP. I'm not throwing a pound the table that it should have been Cooper Kupp. I will say with the Aaron Donald conversation, Ryan Clark texted us, the play where he scrambles, Joe Burrow scrambles, and he shoves him out of bounds, and they mush him in the face. Ryan Clark,
it's changed right there.
RC texts us. He's like, they just woke up the bear. This is a question for you in Playmaker because you're a little bit wiser than me. I think he's the best defensive player that I've seen in my life. Mm-hmm. I think he's one of the top 10 players I've ever seen.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.